What if you could build high design, sustainable buildings, housing? Well, this is what's happening inside of Plant Prefab, and we just did a live factory walkthrough with none other than Steve Glenn himself, CEO and founder. Come inside. All right, everybody, we are in Arvin, California at Plant Prefab's newest facility, and standing with me is Steve Glenn, and we're gonna go on a factory tour, and we're gonna bring all of you with us. Steve, thanks for having us, man.
Welcome. Really psyched to show you what we're doing here.
I'm just happy to finally make it over here and get to see what you're doing. This facility's huge. How many square feet is it?
270,000.
270,000 square feet. And tell me a little bit about the product that you put through this building before we go on the tour.
Well, first of all, it's the only facility in the US purpose-built to do both panels and mods.
Yeah.
Other companies do panels or mods.
Yeah.
We think it's a better solution to do both for most of the projects we're doing. We're focused, we're not a product company. We're focused on being able to solve specific design solutions. We work with any architect. We actually sell to general contractors.
Right.
And we're doing both multifamily and single family. Our biggest, by asset class, kind of our biggest category is affordable housing. So we have on the floor, you will see in various stages, 2 affordable housing projects, one in Santa Monica, one in Los Angeles.
All right, so we have product on the floor. We're gonna be able to show a little bit of the inside of that product as well. But here's what I think is really great about what you're doing, and I've said it for a long time. All volumetric and modular shops or panel shops, why aren't you running both lines, right? Because we know the ebb and flow that happens in this industry. I think it's absolutely brilliant that you guys are servicing the panel company, but at the same time, if they get in a pinch, you can help them do more with their product, and that's a big, big deal in this industry.
Well, there's one other part, which is we have proven to ourselves, literally by doing a traditional build on a module versus modules with panels, the panel project's 40% faster. 40% lower cost with panels that we're producing with automation.
And just so everybody knows, this is not your first manufacturing facility. You are humming along. We stopped back right after COVID, I think it was, we were at the factory. So you've taken all of that knowledge, all of that experience, and now you brought it into a much larger facility so you can service more of the industry.
Yeah. Well, we had 2 facilities, both were existing facilities. They weren't built for us. We had no automation. This was purpose-built for us. It's a $40 million facility between the CapEx, the equipment inside, and the structure, built to do exactly what we're doing. And we're going to take you through roughly in the order of how projects flow.
Yeah. All right, everybody, why don't you come with us? Let's head into the factory, and we'll take you through the process from how it's designed all the way through to how it's built. You ready?
Awesome. Here we go.
Okay, so this is the actual factory layout of the facility here. Walk me through what we're seeing.
Yeah, so you're here. We're going to start where we cut lumber. Which is outside, and then we're going to tour the wall panel line. So we've got 3 panel lines: wall panels, floor panels, ceiling panels or roof panels. Some panels are combined to create modules. We have 3 module lines with 7 stations each. We'll walk that too.
Got it.
Then we have 2 panel lines, wall panel lines, one for interior panels, one for exterior panels. If it's panels that we're shipping, about 60% of our projects are hybrid, mods and panels. They ship this way, the mods ship that way. And the reason we're doing mods and panels both have advantages and disadvantages.
Sure.
Modules are great, you can build in parallel to the site work. You've got all your skilled trades working in one factory, all-weather facility. Sometimes maybe it's lower cost given cost differences between what you're doing on site, but it's expensive to ship mods and a lot of redundant structure. So the multifamily guys sometimes have to reduce unit count or floor plan. They don't like to do that. Oh, by the way, your plans have to be designed and engineered for modules. You can't use a site-based plan and engineering for modules. The panel guys, their argument, we'll use your existing plans, don't have to re-engineer, no redundant structure, I'll solve your design, no change in unit count or floor plan. I ship flat, super efficient, but more work on site, electrical, plumbing, cladding, millwork, tiles. So with what we do, we look at a project and let's do kitchens, baths, utility cores, stairs, we'll do those as modules. hallways,
Right.
studies. We'll do that, bedrooms. We'll do that as panels. You don't have complex trades. Therefore, you get the design you want, transportation and cost efficiency.
Yeah.
And we think it's a better solution.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I do love the way you have these lines set up. I have not seen it this way where you're doing both panels and modules, right? And I like the way it all flows. Everything comes out of the framing area, goes to the wall build, but it's kind of like GMC and Chevy. If it's getting GMC logo module, it's going that way. Chevy's going down that aisle, but it's all the same process up until that final stage.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, so we're going to go out to the framing station,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Perfect. So Steve, tell me a little bit about the production facility. What are you expecting you can put out of here for wall panels and modules if the line's really just humming along?
So we think about 3 million square feet a year.
Okay.
Depends on the mix, can be more. Depends on the mix of mods versus panels.
Right.
We just opened late last year, so we have lots of capacity.
Yeah.
That's with 3 shifts.
Sure.
We're just running 1 shift, and we're not even fully staffed up. But
Right.
the nice thing about the way we built the facility, the automation really does save us substantial labor.
Yeah.
So we just don't need nearly the same level of staffing that we needed in Rialto and,
Right.
and Ontario before. For example, we're going to the where we cut lumber. We used to have a team of 3, 4, 5 people doing that.
Right.
There's one.
There's one person that's running the whole cut line.
And they're able to do way more than that
Right.
old team could do in
Got
a
it.
day.
Excellent. Even with that, again, he's cutting not only wall panels, interior and exterior, but he's also doing the floor panels as well from this station.
Every piece of lumber
That gets cut?
is cut here, and
Got
and we're doing all routing.
Yep. So when the lumber goes together, it's actually locking together?
We're doing every hole for the plumbing, for the electrical, for the
got it.
sprinklers.
Yep.
It's all done with this piece of equipment.
All right, so Steve, on the way over here, I picked up a piece of lumber. We got a Hundegger behind us that's doing the cutting. Walk me through what this machine's doing.
So we're gonna batch together whatever lumber we need for projects for
Yeah.
any given week, so that we optimize the cut. So we take 40-foot lengths of KDDF,
Yep.
we feed it into this machine, and literally every piece of lumber we use is cut here. Every stud, joist, rim joist,
Right.
and it's capable of doing incredibly complex cuts, cutouts, dados, routing. So every hole we need
Right.
for electrical, plumbing, sprinklers,
Got
it's
it.
done here, so that
Right.
the guys on the line don't have to measure or do any drilling, and it labels every piece of lumber so we know what project it is and where it goes in the project.
Yeah.
This all gets kitted together. That's what Ralph
On
is
there,
doing
right,
there.
yep.
And that gets taken in to either the floor line or the roof line or the wall line.
So it's just not cutting the lumber to length, it's actually prepping for all the MEPs in the entire building.
Totally.
And it knows exactly what's going on. But not only is it doing that, there's a piece over there. On the side, it's printed exactly what that piece of lumber is for, where it goes, and what it's used for.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so then this gets kitted on the rack, and then that rack then goes inside,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be the framing station.
It's taken to one of the panel lines.
Yeah. So one of the panel lines where they're framing it all together.
Roof
Right.
and floor, yeah.
Understood. All right, well, let's go inside
Yeah,
and check it
awesome.
out.
Great.
Love it. I'll put this back. All right, so coming inside now, all of those cuts from outside have now been brought in here.
Yeah. So
Yep.
we'll bring in, you'll see a kit over
Yeah.
here. So this is the floor panel
Right.
line. We do 2 types of panels.
Right.
Interior, exterior.
Yeah.
Every mod we create is based on panels that
Right.
are built here at the floor station, the wall station, and the wall station, the floor station, and the roof station.
Yep.
But as I mentioned, 60% of our projects are hybrid, panels and
Sure.
mods. So sometimes And some projects are just all panels. Actually, we passed one earlier. So we'll just create the panels and then ship them.
Right. This is the framing station. That's all those cuts that were coming in from outside are now coming in here. That's what these guys are doing over in the background here. And they're setting it up for the machine, and it's gonna run through the Wyman machine, which is gonna do all the nailing, right? And pushing everything, squaring it up.
Every stud and joist gets nailed here. It's an automatic nail gun.
Right.
It then moves on to that piece of equipment, which is called the multi-bridge.
Yeah.
And so they have a vacuum lift where we apply either OSB or weather wrap, depends on the side. And then the multi-bridge will do all the nailing. There's no measuring, everything's perfect. By the way, with this process, everything is absolutely level, straight, square, flush.
Right.
1/32nd tolerances.
1/32nd tolerance.
It's unbelievable. That machine also will trim off any excess wood, will cut the openings for windows and doors.
Right.
And then if it's an interior panel, it goes through these panel lines over there. If it's an exterior panel, it goes through those lines over there. And you'll see, we've got some panels there where guys are putting in windows, door framing. We've got an insulation machine, which we'll see.
That's putting it in. So, I mean, it's so much more automated than the first facility that you had.
No automation.
Yeah, right. You had no automation. You had a hybrid approach happening with steel and wood. I remember that as well. All right, so this machine's basically gonna take everything from outside, put it all together, nail it together, square it up, put the sheetrock or the exterior sheathing on, and then route out window openings and everything else. That's a lot of work for one machine.
Yeah, and they're like 3 guys that run this line.
Sure.
I mean, we used to have a team to do that.
Right.
We can do 50,000 square feet of product a day with multiple shifts.
Sure. This is the point where the panels go down this way and out the door because they're done. They just get labeled and stacked together for shipping, whether it's flat pack or you put them in a crate style, correct?
Sort of. They'll go to either interior panel line there or an exterior panel line. The exterior line, for example, they'll put in windows.
Okay.
They'll do drywall, and then some panels are used to create the mods over there.
Right.
So this creates the basic frames, OSB, weather wrap, but then there's more work that gets done on the panel lines.
On the panel. So that brings me to another great question. Are you doing open panels and closed panels?
Both. Yeah, it depends on the project. Yep.
Depends on the project.
Right.
That's awesome. So if I'm a framer, I can have a closed panel system or an open.
Windows installed, conduit for your plumbing, electrical, all ready.
And then all that's also prepped if it's going down the volumetric line.
Exactly.
All right, so why don't we go take a look at that?
Great.
All right. I mean, you got so many modules already sitting in here. You got a lot of modules, ready to ship out back. One of the gentlemen earlier was telling me that the modules themselves have been shipping out all week because there's a project that these are already going to.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, one challenge for us is it's so fast and efficient here that we're often ahead of the site.
Right.
We tend not to have much delay, if anything.
Right.
Sites often have delays, so I mean, we've got 2 projects that we're going to be storing for a little bit.
Sure.
This one is for Telluride. All the modules are wrapped, but they're just not ready. So
what we're seeing here is now the mod lines. I mean, it's a sea of mods from one end of the factory to the next.
Yeah, so 3 mod lines, 7 stations each where we do HVAC, electrical, plumbing, finish work, mill work, drywall, sprinklers, all that's done here. So we have 2 of the lines completely filled right now with modules for this 4-story affordable housing project in Santa Monica, designed by Brooks Scarpa.
Sure.
It's for Community Corp of Santa Monica, great nonprofit that does affordable housing in the LA area. Super excited to be working with them. This is our first multifamily affordable project. And we have another one we just started, 100% affordable, 6 stories, that is in Koreatown.
In Koreatown.
With Cloud Apartments and Genesis Development.
Now, is that 6 stories from ground, or is it on a podium? Or?
Podium.
So it's on a podium, so it's really going to be more than 6 stories?
Exactly, yeah.
Got it. Probably retail underneath, or however they do
Parking.
it. Parking and stuff. Yeah, for sure. All right, so I mean, what I'm seeing here, obviously this is a mate line system, right? So we're looking at the mate line side where the two modules come together.
Yep.
The sheetrock, everything's done inside, taping's done. They're painting as well on these lines here, just finishing them up and getting ready.
We'll put in all millwork tiles. They're all ADA compliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be 90% done when we ship.
Sure.
We're not doing the exterior cladding, although we are putting in the weather wrap.
Well, listen, we're going to go inside one of the models, so I think that's a great place we can walk to right now. But as we're going there, I want to wrap up talking about how somebody works with you. Where does your job begin? Where does your job end? And maybe inside that model is a great place to do that.
Yeah, great.
Well, let's go over there. All right, so talk to me about the stations we're seeing here on the right.
So different stations for electrical, plumbing, drywall, paint, finished carpentry. So each of these represents a different trade. We've got the all of the supply chain materials, all the finished materials that we need to do the work on that side. All the mods are on rails, so that we can easily move them down. That combo lift down there is how we lift the mods on.
I love my combi lifts.
Onto the flatbeds for transport.
Sure.
Yeah, super efficient.
It is efficient, and the way the lines are set up in the 2 separate areas for panelized or volumetric is super impressive. So why don't we go inside this unit now and take a look at what you have inside there. I think people are going to be super impressed. I walked in, I was like, oh my goodness, look at this.
Yeah, so this is for Cloud Apartments. Really great company with whom we're working on both market rate and affordable housing projects. That 6-story affordable housing project I mentioned, where we're building our first unit for them. We're going to go through the market rate prototype, which turned out really well. You'll actually see furniture in it. They wanted to be able to really understand the look and feel.
Sure.
They're working with developers who have land to create developments based on their 2 types of designs, market rate or affordable.
Right, and in this unit, I mean, they're really taking it to the next level. You guys are using a low voltage system in this?
Yeah.
So all the wiring and electronics within this home is run through a low voltage system versus our regular 110?
Exactly, yeah.
How's that been?
A little bit of learning curve, but I think it's a great system.
Got it. All right, so let's go inside.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, no, the Cloud Apartments did a great job with this. Again, prototype for their market rate unit.
Yeah.
I mean, great design details, the lighting, indirect lighting, super cool all-house control system here, very advanced HVAC system. So there's a cutting board that comes out of the millwork.
Right.
Nice little detail.
I mean, it's floor-to-ceiling cabinets in here.
Yeah.
Right, full overlay cabinets. Like you said, that LCD screen's got to be like a 16-inch, 12-inch screen on the wall, and this is all low voltage, you said.
Yeah.
Which you don't hear very often in this industry anymore.
Right.
You got all the tile down. You got the tile in the bathrooms down, showers, everything.
Yeah, we do great tile work, I think, and finish work in general. I think we're pretty good.
Can I get it with all the furniture too?
Well, these are rentals.
Yeah.
So
maybe you
can. Developer decisions.
Sure. Walk me through your client, right? Who's the customer for you? You got developers, you got builders, you got framers. Tell me.
So we sell to general contractors or to their subs. If it's panels, we'll sell to framers. But we used to sell to individuals. We don't do that anymore.
Right.
It's just GCs. And from their perspective, we're a master sub that provides a bunch of trades that normally they'd have to contract. Some combination of framers, drywall, electricians, plumbers, finished carpenters. And we have to earn their trust. We have to earn their business. One of the things that we're finding is so far so good with that. And they're referring us to clients.
Sure.
Like they did their trades before. In other words, they would have trade folks that they liked working with, now we're proving to be that. And
Right.
so they're coming to us with projects. Can you do this part of the project for us? And that's the ultimate compliment to us.
Got it. So your job begins and ends pretty much here in the factory, and then when it's all set and stacked on site, walk me through how much of it, how far do you go?
Yeah.
And then when is it turned over to the general
So we're
contractor?
FOB.
Got
We're
it.
FOB. They're responsible for transport, install. So typically they're going to work with, there's some pros in here.
Right.
Mod set, pro set, mod
Yeah.
built.
All
folks
industry veterans, yeah.
Folks who know what they're doing.
Right.
We recommend them to the GCs. So typically the GC, they have the contract with the developer, the individual. We're part of that work, big chunk. Obviously the vertical components. One of those install teams will coordinate the transport and install logistics. And of course the GC will do both the foundation and the finish work, and then own the warranty and any work that needs to be done on site.
And then they got a whole factory team of people that can help them troubleshoot or get through anything, because we all know it's never a perfect thing, but boy, the speed to finish on this is what are you guys seeing for the site built versus plant prefab built?
This 2,200 square foot home, 2,300 square foot home, essentially we did the panels in 1 week. We had some specialty steel, so it took 3 weeks because of that, but most of it was done in 1 week. The Santa Monica Affordable Housing Project will be a total of 5 months from start of construction, and again, we normally are beating the site work.
You know what? I mean, listen, you got high value, you got a veteran team, you got all the knowledge, you have high design. Dude, this is awesome.
Thanks, man. And we didn't talk about sustainability. I mean, we're a benefit corp, we're B Corp certified. We take that very seriously. The drywall is 100% recycled drywall. The cellulose that's blown in that machine that I pointed out, that's 100% recycled denim. Our paints and stains are no VOC.
Right.
So we care deeply about the materials that we source. Obviously, architects are responsible, which we don't control for part of the spec, but the stuff we own, we try to build responsibly. Solar on the roof here.
Right.
So
And for people that don't really know what B Corp, certified is, I mean, it is a process. You really have to set everything up that you do and prove that you're doing it. So, you know, if somebody's certified with that, you're getting exactly what you asked for. And I think that's what's super cool about it.
Yeah. Hey, man, real pleasure. Great to see you. Thank you for coming out.
He's got customers waiting. We are in California, Plant Prefab. I'm Dave Cooper, Steve Glenn. If you're looking for a better product, if you're looking for a sustainable product, if you're looking for high design and affordability, this company is your ticket. I'm Dave Cooper. Thanks for watching.